Hello and welcome to the summit. I'm incredibly excited to be part of this platform and sharing the space with such an amazing group of speakers, influencers, and change agents. My name is Indira Kartallozi, and I'm a co-director at Kaleidoscope Futures Lab. We are a think tank based in the UK, and through our work, we start with research, training programs, and media projects. We focus pretty much on sustainability and transformative leadership. We have a 5S methodology that we apply, but you'll be hearing from my colleague later, Dr. Wayne Visser, who will be talking about it in a more detail. Today I have prepared for you a topic which is quite near to my heart. It's business reforms and sustainable enterprise trends around the world. And upon reflecting on how was I going to present this, I decided to kind of share with you a personal journey. And I have prepared 5 different cases of companies, organizations, or initiatives that have reshaped the way how I think, but also have helped me to redefine my own personal purpose. So I prepared 5 cases, but before that, I would like to show you where I am at the moment. Having worked in this pandemic period, we have delivered quite a lot online, starting from projects, training, and speeches. It tends to be quite isolating. So I thought, let me take you, while I take you on the journey, I want you to see where I am. And this is Google Earth pinpointing my location. And here we are. This is a little village called Narborough in Norfolk. And that is on the right, a Glebe Barn Cottage. In fact, this is exactly where I am. I can pinpoint the window where I'm talking to you today. So to begin with, we're going to start with the story of going back to London. And the story that I prepared, the company that I've chosen to present to you is the Entrepreneurial Refugee Network, or short for TERN. And TERN is a community interest company, which is a legal form that social enterprises can take in the UK. So basically what they do is they support refugee entrepreneurs in creation and development of their businesses. But they also provide services throughout the business development, from ideation to strategy and to business growth. As we can see through the ICE Academy, TERN is aiming to launch 2,000 refugee-led businesses by 2025. But I think another feature that is quite impressive about this organization is the fact that they provide a platform where refugee entrepreneurs can sell their products or share their services with the other entrepreneurs. The reason why I chose this, there are 2 reasons why I chose this particular company and which inspired me. The first one is, this is a perfect example of a company with its core social mission, creating value not only for these particular refugee entrepreneurs and empowering their economic inclusion, but they're also changing the perception of general population that they have for refugees. And it's often being needy, victimized, or in need of support, low-skilled, and so and so. So this particular company is changing that perception, showing the skills and the talents of these entrepreneurs and the contribution that can bring to the country's economy. And the second reason why I chose this particular project is more personal. I am a Kosovan by origin. I've come to the UK in 1992, so I was a refugee. And having my degrees not being accepted in the UK, I had to start from zero. And the way the reason why I think this particular company is doing so well is the fact that they're giving opportunities and choice for these particular refugees to survive, basically, and to show their talents and apply their skills and contributing to the country in which they sought protection. From here, we're going to go to all the way to Tilonia, which is in India. And for the story today, from here is the story of a Barefoot College. Barefoot College has been operating for many years, but what they are is a research and educational center. And what inspires me most about them is their mission, and it's a woman-centered approach and looking into different areas of solution. We start from solutions in water, education for children, solar, enrich, which is education for adults, and health. And there are two reasons why I chose this. First of all, inequalities are persistent in our global society, which remains one of the top sustainability challenges. Through their work and through their approach, they're tackling that, maybe one woman at a time, maybe one village at a time, but the impact is great. And through this way, by applying technology, they are actually demystifying and decentralizing technology, putting new tools in the hands of the rural poor, with a single objective of spreading self-sufficiency and sustainability. And the second reason is that I like about that, they focus on least developed countries, to training women worldwide as solar engineers, making them innovators and educators, who then they turn to their village and apply their learning to the community. So basically it's a holistic long-term impact, changing the world of these individuals by making them change agents. And the next story is very much connected to this particular organization. We're going to all the way to Borneo, a little town called Sabah, which sits in the outskirts of the Borneo jungles. And that's where there are villages, rural villages that have no access to electricity. And this is where I met these two wonderful women who are grandmas, but who are also solar engineers. They participated in a Barefoot College training, 6 months training. One thing to bear in mind is the fact that they don't speak Indian. They never been out of their village. So they're illiterate or semi-literate. And they've gone to India, participated in the 6 months training, and they come back to the villages as solar engineers. But that's not the only part of the story. The other part of the story is that their villages will be supplied with the solar systems and electricity, and these two women would be the one who will manage the grid and support the villages with the electricity. When we were together with them, I asked, what has this done for you? What has it changed? What does being a solar engineer means to you? And she said to me, well, first of all, men respect me more. And second, girls come to me and they say, when I grow up, I'm gonna be just like you. So it's amazing and impactful project, which I thought it would be worth sharing with you. And from here, we're gonna go not very far, still staying in Asia. The story goes to Kandalarma, Heritage Kandalarma Hotel. I've been invited to Sri Lanka in 2015 to speak about human rights and social enterprise, and how social enterprises tackle human rights and gender inequalities. So I've come across, during my stay there, I've come across a lot of inspiring initiatives and projects, but this kind of remained with me. One, because this is a hotel where we stayed, and it's based in the middle of a forest in the rural of Sri Lanka. And the reason why I chose that, there's so many, but most important is the hotel itself is built with a zero waste mission. So there's no waste, and all the waste that is produced is recycled and reused. The other interesting component of this project is the fact that the hotel was built around the hill. So no stones or no rocks were changed, but the whole building was fit around the shape of the hill or the lake and the water sources. So minimum disruption to the ecosystem. And they have no plastic policy. It's all paper. The food that is supplied in without plastic, and they have such an amazing water treatment system. But that's not the key thing that inspired me there. Although the hotel is owned by a really big corporate, to me, while being there, it felt like it's owned by the community. Only because they pay so much attention to the area, not only to protecting the biodiversity, but also to improving the lives of communities around them. Therefore, the main supply chain is it's quite local. Food is supplied by local farmers. They employ young people. They train them, educate them, take them into courses, and then bring them back to work in the hotel. But they have such an impressive recycling education center where the local schools would come in and with children to teach them about the impact of waste in the planet, but also to teach them self-sufficiency and how we can reuse things over and over again without the need to buy new things. So from Kandalarma, we're going to go to all the way to Ecuador. And Yungila Community Project is a project based in a cloud forest. As you can see, it's quite green there. It's not far from Quito. We were there during 2018 when we were filming for our Closing the Loop film. And we came across this community of 50 families. What inspired about us about this community is their self-sufficiency. All 50 families live and work together, not only working really hard to regenerate the forest around them, but they're also using the products using local produce, using growing food and creating products that they could sell in the mass market. It's quite impressive, the structure of the community and the way how they support each other. For example, there's this particular young lady who was sent to university by the community to learn about finances. So that particular girl comes back and manages the finances for the whole community. But another impressive thing is the restaurants that allows you to engage and cook together and learn about the food and the importance of food. But most inspiring is the story that we were told by the local leader, who told us that when he was young, he would go into the forest with his father looking for speckled bears, and seeing the destruction of the forest around himself, he said, I wanted to do something about this. And so far the community has regenerated, I think about 20 hectares of land, not only regenerated the forest with native species, but also seeing a rise on the number of speckled bears in the region. I think that's an incredible story, and that's why I chose this, because this leader's mindset is shaped a lot around the community values, and this desire to preserve these values for the generation to come. And the fact that, you know, the whole project is self-sustaining is such a good place for eco-tourism thrill seekers to be there. They allow volunteers to go and live with them and to learn from them. And I highly recommend to look into that. But if you wanted to also see a feature, we feature them on our film, Closing the Loop, which is available on YouTube. It's free. Yeah, there's a longer section about them in the film. And the next destination from Ecuador, we're going to go back to Asia, in Taiwan, and what we're looking at here is this beautiful piece of technology called Traspresso. Traspresso is a unit that was innovated by Minivis company. And so basically what it does, this whole unit takes any trash, whether it's mixed and turns them into tiles for building. It's an amazing innovation, which have left me quite impressed by the fact that this is a mobile unit that can go anywhere, collect the trash, and as they do, they can also produce the tiles that can be used in buildings. It's an amazing piece of technology. And lastly, from Taiwan, this was our last story, unfortunately, but I would like to share with you about Sustainability Leadership Kosovo. This is an initiative taken by Kaleidoscope Futures Lab, our company, with the aim to extend our work and our experience and learning to the country that I originally come from. And I'm extremely happy that SLK would be one of the receivers of contributions from the sales of the ticket. But I would like to show you a bit of work that we have done there. And so far we have developed and delivered a few social enterprise Kosovo activation programs, working with young people, not only with young people, young entrepreneurs, but working with NGO leaders and helping them transform from being a charity into a social enterprise, and helping them transform their finance strategies by becoming self-sufficient. And also we have the Sustainability Leadership Kosovo Champions, or SLK Champions as we call them, program, where we had a number of representatives from different companies participating in 3-module program, which is basically teaching about sustainability practices and helping them shape the action plan towards integrating sustainability agenda in their core business. But I think the biggest reason why I wanted to share SLK is, while doing this work in Kosovo, I have also come across a lot of young people who feel quite hopeless, and the importance of working with these individuals. This is where the talent and the skills and the knowledge comes from, and utilizing that potential, it's incredibly important if we wanted to push the agendas as change makers that we want to see in the world. With this, it's the end of the journey, but it's not the end of the journey for us as sustainability or change agents. I'm extremely grateful to be part of this summit, But most of all, I'm extremely grateful to have found new partnerships and to have found individuals who, just as us, are striving towards making this world much fitter for the future. And I look so forward to connect and to develop new future projects together. That's why I will end it with this African proverb: if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Thank you very much for listening, and I will see you very soon. Bye.